trouble with most opt-ins is it's the same information for everyone. But what if you could create a personalized opt-in giving people guidance based on things like their personality or stage in the journey that they're at? Well, you can do exactly that with quizzes. Remember those personality quizzes in girly magazines? They were so fun to do. You wanted to know which one you fell into, what you were. There was something just so exciting and fun about finding a bit more about yourself and just having fun answering those questions. Quizzes are a powerful type of opt-in because they're easy to go through and fun. It's not just some PDF that you download on your computer and forget about. And they're also very personalized. You can get to know your audience better and you can give them information that's really relevant to who they are, as well as put in front of them offers that are relevant to them as well. So the quiz allows you to get to know them better and then give them the right information and the right offers based on what you find out about them. And so it's more beneficial for them because they're getting stuff that's more relevant, and it's better for your business because you can target people more specifically. There are so many fun possibilities with this, and today I'm going to take you along as I create a quiz. Thanks to Interact for providing me with this great quiz tool today. And if you'd like to follow along and create your own quiz, you can find the link to join Interact down in the description below. So the first step in creating a quiz is deciding on the concept. So step one, picking the topic and that quiz ultimate question. So what I did first was brainstorming. So I thought I wanted something related to branding and brand personalities. And so I was thinking, like, what is your brand's visual marketing superpower? So maybe you're thinking about how you're marketing through your visuals and what's your superpower. Or how you could leverage your brand personality for visual marketing ideas to make you really memorable. So thinking, everyone has a different way they could do their visual marketing based on their personality. And so I was thinking, unlock your brand personality and unique ways you could make your brand stand out. Visual marketing ideas to suit your brand's personality. Leverage your uniqueness to catch the attention of your audience. So I started thinking, if I can, work out their brand personality, then I could give them information about how they could really leverage that personality to create visual marketing that's really going to stand out because they're doing something different based on their own personality. And I wanted to share really creative ideas with people too, to help them really think outside the box with visual marketing, not just think about the usual, create some Instagram posts and things like that, but how could they really think outside the box and create things that make them very memorable? And so I came up with your brand's secret weapon. Discover how to leverage your personality for unforgettable visual marketing. Next, we need to think up the different personalities, so the different answers that people could land on. So who will these people be? What's their personalities and how can we use who they are in their branding? So what I did was start to look into different personality types and start to combine them down, because a lot of the personality types out there's 12 or 15, there's a larger number, and I wanted only to have about 6 results. So I wanted to sort of tie a few together and try and just conglomerate them into 6 different types that I could then give each type different information on how they can do visual marketing. So this is what I came up with. So first we have the spark. They're full of joy, warmth, and relatability. So their superpower is going to be making people feel like they belong. They're full of energy. Then we've got the visionary. So this person is bold, inspiring, and future focused. So their superpower is leading with purpose and standing out by design. Then we've got the oracle. So this person is wise, strategic, and trusted. So their superpower is going to be bringing clarity and structure to chaos. Then we've got the icon. So this person is very aesthetic. They've got signature style, refined, or they're very artistic. So their superpower is going to be standing out through beautiful, intentional design. And then finally, we've got the heartbeat and the explorer. So the heartbeat is warm and caring and very emotionally driven. So their superpower is going to be building emotional resonance and genuine connection with people. And then we have the explorer. This person's adventurous, independent, or authentic. So their superpower is breaking the mold and doing things their own way. And now we want to come up with a few questions that are going to help us identify which of these personality types people fall into. So trying to come up with questions was really thinking about, well, what do I need to figure out about this person to work out which one of those 6 people they are? So I thought a fun one would be, what is your dream work environment? Because that sort of taps into the way they like to work, the kind of space they like to be in, the environment that makes them feel comfortable and how they work best. So I thought that was a fun one, because you can also in Interact add images. So that'd be a fun one to add images with. And then what struggles do you often bump up against in business? So I wanted to sort of find out what are their struggles, because that will help also identify where they would go. What motivates you in work? So also thinking about their motivations. What's your least favorite business task? So what do they not enjoy doing? Because we want to know not just what they do like, but what also they don't like, to really help put someone in the right personality type. Then how do you like to express your creativity and vision? So because this is all about branding and how they're expressing themselves through their brand and how they're marketing, that would also help work out which type is going to be best for them. And finally, how do you want your audience to see your brand? So I thought that was really important to think, well, how do they actually want to be perceived? Because that's going to help put them in the right type as well. All right, now let's get building in Interact. All right, now getting into Interact, it's time to create the quiz. So you've got a few options here when you come to just starting. You can start from scratch. You can actually clone a template, or you can generate with AI. So if you feel a bit overwhelmed trying to create a quiz, you feel like, I don't know where to start, or I'm not too sure what to do or what to create, there are these options that are going to make it a lot easier. So if you generate with AI, it's going to really help you do that. It's going to analyze your website and help you create something. Or you can clone a template. So if we go into template, there are all these templates to get started, so it's going to give you a head start. So if as you saw me working on this, you thought, oh, that's a lot of work. Yes, it can be a lot of work if you want to create something very custom, but it doesn't have to be. You can just get started and create something really easy. So I'm going to use start from scratch, and then I'm going to choose personality. So you do have also the option of assessment or scored, and this can be helpful depending on the type of quiz you want to create. So for example, how they've got here, what is your marketing IQ? So if you want to be able to create some sort of quiz where they get a score at the end, you do have that option. There's also assessment. So this is a great one for assessing how much someone knows about something or how good they are at a particular topic. So the example they've got here is how much do you actually know about the World Cup? So it could be how much of a foodie you are. So if you've got a food business and then you've got all these questions about food, and then they get, at the end a percentage of your 50% or your, 80%. And so that can be really fun too. So the type of quiz though that I'm going to be creating is a personality quiz, where it's going to give you different results and say you're this or you're that based on your personality. So that's what we're going to do today. Right, so we can give our quiz a name. Now, when you're editing in here, we've got a few different options for styling it. So we can choose a font. So you can use Google Fonts, Adobe Typekit, default font. Got classic fonts, so there's a few different font options here. Now, other customizations you can make is you can also change the cover. So when you go to do this, it will tell you the size you need to create. So you can go in Canva, create your design, and then upload it. And then you just have to press crop and save. You can also add in a little tagline. And then with your button, you can see if you click the button, you've got here the different colors. You can choose the button color as well as progress bar, selection, option, background, all those colors. So you can personalize it to make it the colors for your brand. You can also add a little logo in. So if you click on that little picture icon and then logo, you can actually upload a little logo. So you could make a quiz logo or just put in your brand logo, and that really helps to brand it as well. So I've created a little logo just for this quiz, but you can always just use your regular logo as well. Either way, that's really going to help brand the actual quiz. All right, now before we go put in questions, we want to put in our results. That way we're going to be able to link each question to a result. So basically when there's different options within a question, we want that to link to different results. So we need to first set that up so we can link it all later on. So we're going to go here to results, and you can start putting in each of your results. You don't have to complete this section until after you've done the questions if you want, but you want to at least get it started so you're able to link them. So you're just going to click add new result and keep adding all of them. Right, so I've added mine in. I just haven't added all the detail, but I at least have all the names there. So when I do the questions, it's going to be easy to link them up, and I can come back here later and edit them a bit more. So we're going to go back to our questions, and I've started off my first question. So this one I've added in images. So you can have just text or have images. So if we go to new question, you can see here you can just simply put in just text ones. You can just keep adding the answers, or you can click on this one, use image answers, and you can click on these images and you can either upload your own images, and again it's got size recommendation, or you can actually search for images. So let's say we want an office image, and it's going to come up with all these. So that's a really handy way to get going and start picking out images. Now, when you've created a question, you then want to go down here to edit result correlations. So this is where we're going to link up our questions to the correct result. So making sure that when someone picks a certain thing, that's going to correlate to a particular result. So all you have to do is grab it and click on that result there. So if you've done them in a particular order, it may be very easy and just go straight across, but if they're a little bit mixed up, you'll have to connect the correct ones. So for example, this one goes down to the icon here, so we click on that, and we've linked it up. The other fun thing we can do is, so it's not too repetitive with the same answer linking to the same result, you can first put all your things in, and then you can actually drag them, so you can then mix it up. So it doesn't become too obvious, oh, every time that first one's always going to correlate the same. So you're really helping people make sure they're answering the one that is true to them, and, you know, not rigging the result or getting too caught up in, oh, I always pick this second one. You know, so mixing them up can be really helpful too. Now, finally, what we need to do is create those results pages. Now, finally, what we need to do is create those results pages and that final email people are going to get with their results. So you can use the ones in Interact, where you can just basically put in here, you can put in an image, add your description, and add a call to action. And you can also link that off to somewhere. Or if you want to, you can actually redirect it to another page. So this is what I decided to do because I wanted more control over it and to be able to add a lot more detail into it. So if you wanted to keep this page really simple and then maybe email people more details or have that button where it leads them to more details, you can, or you can just completely redirect. So we've got here redirect results. You can click on your result and then you can put in the website. So I've been building mine over on my website on Webflow. So as you can see here, I've got the result name, I've got a little image, I've got a bit of details on them. I've also linked off to another webinar class, and then I've got what their brand superpower is, so what their keywords are, then giving them all these really great marketing ideas based on their brand's personality. I've also got a free template, so I've added in a Canva template that's related to what that would work well for them for marketing, so giving them a head start with something that can, you know, get their brand out there and really leverage their brand personality. Then I've also added in color palettes to give them an idea of the kind of colors that work well for their personality, as well as some font ideas, and obviously just talking about it too, so they don't necessarily have to use those particular ones, but it's just to inspire them to think, oh, that's the sort of style, the kind of font choices or color choices that would work really well. And then also I've also made a link to a Canva template with these fonts and colors in case they want to utilize them, if they want to actually use them or just use them as a head start. Maybe they just like some things of it, want to change it. It just gives them that option to utilize it if they want to. And then I've also added a section again, letting people know that they can come and watch this video. So do make sure you use your quiz to lead to other things. You may just want it to build your list, but even better if you can start to lead into paid products, so that those people that are really keen and really interested are going to be presented with offers right away. And then those that don't want it right now can just stay on your list. So you're building your list as well as making sales too. I've gone ahead and grabbed the link and I'm just pasting it in here. So it's going to redirect this result to that page. So I'll go through and redirect all the pages. And now we're on to lead generation. This is where you want to connect things with your email provider. So I'm using Flowdesk, and what I'm going to do is basically just set this up. So just go through each of these steps to set it up. And you want to consider also your form. So when people go to see the results, how you want this to look. So do you just want their email address, or do you want email address and first name, or whatever details you would like included? So once you're done finished integrating, you've also got the choice to set up social sharing and conversion tracking if you want. That's completely optional. And then we can publish. Now it's going to give you a few options for how you can share this. You can share a direct link, you can embed it, so you can embed it on your website, you can add an announcement bar to your website, a pop-up, it's even got the code for Facebook ads. So there are lots of ways here you can now share your quiz. As you can see too, setting everything up in Interact isn't too complicated. The hard work really is coming up with your idea for your quiz, working out all the results and the questions, but actually putting it together is pretty easy. Interact really makes it a really straightforward, easy process. Now, if you'd like to take the quiz for yourself and find out which one you fall into, you'll find the link to my quiz down in the description so you can give it a go. Creating a quiz is such a fun, interactive way to connect with your audience. It allows you to provide relevant information and put the right offers in front of people. I had a lot of fun making this. It really got me thinking deeper about different personalities with their and thinking about all those different creative possibilities with visual marketing based on people's personalities. It was actually so much more fun than putting together generalized information on visual marketing, but really thinking about people's personalities and fun things they can do with their marketing based on that personality. I had so much fun making this, and I can't wait to see the results of people taking it. And if you're interested in learning more interactive ways to create opt-ins, you can also check out my video on creating interactive PDFs. So happy creating, and I'll see you next time.